let's get the tribulation period going. And, you know, he's closing a lot of prophets' mouths, not letting them speak about some things that are coming up, and that's for a reason. He's not always going to tip his hand. He's not always going to reveal, because what we know, the aliens know. And we know they're always watching. They're always reading. You know, here's one for you. Where do you think the Internet came from? No, Al Gore didn't invent the Internet. But the person hosting him who said that might have. But, you know, the Internet came from the aliens. And when you talk about Microsoft Windows having backdoor access into your computers, and we all know they do, well, the aliens are one up on them. I mean, they have access into everybody's computers. They can read what you're saying. They can read your IMs. They can read your emails. And so God knows when his people are talking back and forth, or when we're on, you know, doing interviews or writing books, the aliens are, you know, the fallen angels know exactly what we're doing. They follow the Christians. They want to know what we're talking about, what we're saying the Lord's revealing, because they know what's coming up. They don't even know. They don't know, you know, from one to the next exactly when they can act. They take their cues from us. And that's another thing I see in the codes all the time, is that they're hesitant. You know, when the Antichrist finally gets his chance to rule the world, he's hesitant. And you see hesitant always in their plans. So they're hesitant. You know, it's like, is it finally time? And, you know, all we can do is sit and try to tell you what's coming on. I know so many people just don't even know about this alien agenda that's been sneaking up. It's coming. There's going to be an alien invasion here in America. The only way to fight it, you know, people want to know, well, we can't fight it. Why can't we just pray against it? You know, sometimes the Lord requires his people to act. You know, when the walls of Jericho came down, he told them to march around the city 12 times and blow their horns. They acted. They were doing something he told them to do, and the walls came down. If you have a headache, you take an aspirin. If you have a broken leg, you go to the hospital, get its bones fixed. I mean, you can't just sit and say, oh, see, I'm just going to pray this headache goes away, and then you're sitting with a headache for hours. You take an aspirin. Orgone is the same way. The Lord is giving us a weapon to use to fight against the aliens that are coming. Orgone suffocates them. It burns them. I have it on my websites about orgone. The Lord is raising up an army to fight against these aliens. We don't literally have to get out there and fight. We're housewives. We're men and women. We're just children of God. We're not warriors and soldiers in the physical sense, but we can do something. And if you get this orgone out across the country, and the Lord gave me the directions on how to make it, it's on my sites. You can buy it or you can make it yourself. I encourage everybody to make it themselves. Is that it asphyxiates them. They can't breathe. And it ruins the atmosphere. This stuff penetrates space, penetrates the atmosphere more than you could imagine. We can't even, you know, the effects of this stuff is much more powerful than we first thought when I even first started making it. It's a last days weapon. It's an, you know, weapon for the Army. If you feel led to get into orgone, get it. This stuff will keep the aliens out of your home, out of your yards, out of your towns, out of your cities. If you can get enough out there, at least it will discourage them. Of course, prayer is going to help you. But when you're running down the street being chased by 8-foot alligators, if you're not raptured by then, you know, you're running to find orgone safe zones. And you're going to be thankful somebody put them there. Some of the results of orgone that the Lord has told us and showed us how to make is that it brings an increase of rain, gives you a better air quality, combats HAARP and weather manipulation systems. If you have bad weather coming into your area, I've seen it come towards this area, and all the orgone I have here, it's just totally dissipated by the time it's reached here. So it will knock out tornadoes. We had a lot of reports in Florida that when Hurricane Charlie hit, the areas least affected were the ones where there was orgone. It won't interfere with the weather. What it does is it stops government black op weapons from working in your area. Because those are negative energy, they need negative energy to work. What orgone does is suck negative energy out of the air and replace the energy with positive energy. It eliminates toxins, poisons, and radiation. Defeats chemtrails, keeps your skies clear for 16 chemtrails. Plaster your area with orgone. The planes won't even bother to come back. They can't penetrate your space. They can't penetrate the atmosphere above where there's orgone. Improves breathing, helps with asthma. Those with asthma, put orgone in your home. Put it next to your bed. Put it on your dresser. I have it on my monitor. Promotes natural health. Knocks out bad thunderstorms. Asphyxiates evil. Aliens can't breathe around it. keeps demonic entities out of your home, nullifies the effects of strong subliminal messaging from all these New World Order towers that are put up, stops off attacks, helps you sleep better, stops sleep abductions. Some of the stuff I'm going to get into in shows later, possibly next week. We'll talk about sleep abductions, what's going on with sleep phenomena. It's a defensive weapon in the last days. Those areas gifted with orgone are going to be the least affected. What's the Bible code say about orgone? The Bible codes reveal that orgone is a shield, a protector, a defense, a protection, a device, a protection from God himself, from Yahweh. It's a New World Order shield, protector, and defense, chemical, toxin, poison. It'll protect you from them. These are terms that I found in the codes in relation to orgone. So if you want to get involved with orgone, go to my website, orgoneblasters.com, or tearingdownstrongholds.com. Both of those sites. Tearingdownstrongholds.com has a lot of articles on ELF, on mind control, what the towers are doing, what the New World Order is doing, to try to brainwash you with subliminal messaging to accept the New World Order. You know, you're going to get into some detail. There's a lot of reading there. Thing is, next week I'm going to bring up Nasera. Like I said before, the political agenda of the beast. And if you have any questions, you can email me, SherryShriner@AOL.com. Just put show or mailbag in the subject heading and I'll get to it. Anyway, I want to get back to this. When it comes down to right now with factions 1 and 2 fighting against each other, when faction 3 comes up and steps up and takes over, there's nothing that anyone's going to be able to do about it. You can't fight these 8-foot anarchy. You know, I don't know if you know the difference between the anarchy and the draconians or some of these humanoid races, but the anarchy are 8 feet tall. And they're humanoid, and they're strong, and they're cannibals. And what's going to happen is when they're on the earth and the food runs out because of famines and cataclysms and destructions, the anarchies are going to do exactly what they did in Noah's day, and they're going to start feeding on humans. Another reason that we're going out there. Keep out of your towns, out of your cities. We need a network of orgone blasters out there. People putting orgone everywhere, because what they'll do is they'll leave the West and they'll go to the East. I mean, I hate to do this, but I'll protect my own country, you know. They'll leave America. They'll go East. They'll go somewhere else. They can't live here. They can't breathe here. They can't stay here. So if we get our own country protected, they'll have to go elsewhere. In Revelation chapter 13, the Apostle John wrote of the coming last days events and plans of the Antichrist to rule the world with his pawn, false prophet, forcing the entire world into beast Satan worship. It will be worldwide Satanism. To participate in a new global economy, you're going to have their implantable microchip. Don't listen to those, Pat Robertsons and everybody else who are telling you that this chip is not evil, that it's just a technological advancement. I heard it come out of his own mouth. I was floored. Even had the chairman of our, the implantable chip down in Florida on his 700 Club. These are the beast prophets. They're working for him in the last days. It's the same ones that are going to claim that it's Jesus that's here when it's the Antichrist. Don't listen to them. Get away from them. What I want to do is I want to give you a list of the Illuminati families, since I spent so much time talking about the Illuminati bloodline families that are really just satanic hybrid families. It's the Astor bloodline, the Bundy bloodline, the Collins bloodline, the DuPonts, the Freemans, the Kennedys, the Lees, the Onassis, the Reynolds, the Rockefeller, the Rothschild, the Russell, the Van Duyn, D-U-Y-N, the Moravians from the royal family, and then the interconnected families are the Disneys, the Crufts, and the McDonalds. So these are major families. These are the rich. These are the elite. These are the backbones of these factions, this New World Order, this worldwide Satanism. It isn't just coming up through the religious branches. The politicians have it covered as well. So that's where it's coming from. In 1776, we as Israel decided we wanted a king over us again. And we've done it before. We told Yahweh himself, we want a king over us. We don't want you just ruling over us. We want a king. And what happened was they ended up in slavery. They ended up in wars. Ended up into destruction. And in 1776, when we declared our country, had our independence from the UK and appointed a president who did the same thing. He went right back into slavery, went right back into